Tesla's been a punching bag for so many people. But I just think the more I listen to podcasts and commentators, and of course everybody, Elon is a lightning rod, but it almost sounds like he's conceded electric vehicles to the Chinese, and the story now is everything autonomous and robo taxis, and I think that's wonderful and promising. Waymo is an incredibly formidable competitor, but my tiebreaker is the 50-day looks like it wants to go through the 200, and I just don't hear anything on those two promising fronts that will ignite the stock, even for the most ardent Tesla bulls. I don't see what Ron Barron could or Kathy Wood could hear here that would dramatically move the stock. So if people have long positions or they have romantic notions of making money back during COVID, Tesla's going down, and I don't hear anything or see anything in this chart that says it's going to change anytime soon.
Mm-hmm. All right, so that sounds good. I do not own a Tesla. I kind of want to, but and I want to own it for the autonomous driving. I don't want to own it for the electric vehicle side of it. So maybe there's a hybrid in the future that will get the other 95% of the market interested. So I had a few other names to cover. I don't know, Kevin, if you had others that you wanted to.
I got one quick one.
Sure.
Robinhood, it's the same kind of thing. We now have the close below the 200-day. This is my sell discipline. So I get, I never lose a lot of money. I just don't. 50-day down through the 200. The 200-day is now turning down. And again, if you own Robinhood, I don't think you should. I think it is time for this to go lower. I'd prefer to short it on a bounce up to around 100, but again, I can't be in individual names. But for those of you who can, that's what I see in Robinhood. But I would not be waiting for. I think you need a crypto resurgence to turn this sentiment and stock around, and I don't think you're going to get it.
It's funny, as you said that, I typed in and it's still calculating it. I asked, what's the R squared of Robinhood stock price and BTC and the Bitcoin price? And the R squared is in 2026, the R squared is 90.92. So 92% of Robinhood's movement is explained by the Bitcoin price. For the full year of 2025, it was 0.28. So that's a pretty moderate correlation. It's still a correlation. So that's the kind of stuff that, when you hear something like Robinhood and you mention Bitcoin and you're wondering about for people who are listening, one of the things you can just easily do is just run a correlation and see what it is. And now, true, 92% could turn lower in the future, right? Because it was 28%. And so maybe that relationship breaks apart. But I think that what you're seeing is that it is highly, highly, I don't know if I've seen a 92% correlation on two independent stocks before. Maybe oil stocks will do that, but yeah. So I'm with you on that.
So you have to be a Bitcoin bull to own the stock, and it's got to happen soon because the chart is telling you that it's taking on significant damage, and it's not going to happen anytime soon. That's how I interpret this.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting. So let's talk about some healthcare names before we close out here. And I want to just open up this other screen. So first on VKTX and some deals. So today another deal was announced. Yesterday, Soleno, SLNO, a stock that we've mentioned before that I owned, but then I sold out of it. And so I didn't participate in this buyout that was announced yesterday, Neurocrine Bioscience buying them out. But that's fine because it was below the sale price when I sold the stock anyway. So I'm okay with that. Just in the past month, there have been $41 billion worth of M&A deals announced in healthcare. And you're going to ask, how does this relate to VKTX? Stay with me and I promise I'll get to you. So 34 billion of major acquisitions, Merck, Lilly, Biogen, Neurocrine, Gilead, Novartis, all have bought companies. Then you have strategic partnerships, another $6 billion just in the last month. Lilly, Merck, Sanofi, Shionogi. Then you get IPOs, another $1 billion. Now that's just in the last month. Now, in the first quarter of 2026, $60 billion